What's going on, people? In this video, I'll be breaking down the evolution of J.I.D's Freeform Dreadlocks, part 2. So, like I said, in the part 1 of me breaking down the evolution of his journey, I mentioned that J.I.D, he started his Freeform journey off with starter locks. Starter locks are baby dreadlocks. So generally, people with straight hair, like normal hair, twist their hair into strands, and they use either a crochet needle or they use their tips of their hands like this to lock up their hair. And I said, I made this observation because of how his hair formed, like the width and the height is equal. So that only happens if it was starter locks, baby locks, because if you just left it to be, they wouldn't be the same width. They would have different sizes and stuff. For example, my hair doesn't have the same width. You find really tiny locks and you find really large locks. And the main thing that differentiates, differentiate. Yeah. The only difference is that the only difference is the congos, the multiple locks within one strand. So his, judging by the way it looks, they all single-stranded, the same width. Okay, so by 2020, J.I.D's hair is really long. It reaches his neck, and it actually looks really good, but it's still the same length the same width. But of course, it gets thicker with time. So even if you get baby locks, you can still have freeform locks in the long run, because by letting your hair grow without manipulating it at the root, that's how you get congos at the root, if you don't do it like how I just explained. So by 2020, his hair looks quite healthy. You can tell that he's not maintaining it by the fact that you can't see the root, you can't see you can't see the scalp. So generally, freeform locks, it's like that. You don't see the root. It's just it just grows as a whole. It's part of it grows as one. It grows as one. That's the best way I can put that. So yeah, let me just, okay, so yeah, by 2020, his hair is up until his neck. One thing I noticed is that he uses, I don't know what they call this. It looks like an example of it could be a rubber band. So if all of your strands of your hair are the same width, the best way to get congos, or the fastest way to manipulate your hair into growing together, is to wear a band. What do they call this? A hair band or an elastic band or whatever. I mentioned this in the previous video. So you can tell that his front locks, there's this thing, these beads that he keeps putting in between several locks. In this picture, it's like 4 locks. So he put this thing, this elastic band, hair band, whatever, in between the hair like this. These are multiple locks, but he put them together like that. And you could say that he's intentionally pursuing congos, or maybe he's just doing it because it looks cool, or maybe that's just how he feels. You can never really know if it's intentional or not intentional. but by the looks of it, he's seeking Congos. And that's one of the ways of getting Congos. So by 2021, the hair is really long, really long. The beautiful thing about Freeform dreadlocks is that the work is only at the beginning. So when you start, that's when you have to take care of your hair a lot and be like intentional in terms of sleeping, when you wash it, when you don't wash it, when you manipulate it, when you touch it, when you don't touch it. It's like it's work that first 6 months well, as for me, it took maybe like 9 months to stop manipulating it, to stop even not to say stop caring about it, because this is an intentional hairstyle. So to not put in a lot of effort into them. So after like 6 months, 7 months or whatever, you don't do much to your hair. It just grows and you wash it depending on your washing schedule. I'm gonna make a video about my washing schedule and stuff that I use and stuff that I don't use. So by 2021, you can tell that he's expanding. He doesn't use those small beads anymore to hold up his locks together. He uses a rubber band or hair band to put together more locks together. And by the looks of it now, I could say that it looks like it's a hairstyle. It doesn't look like he's trying to grow a big ass Congo like this. It just looks like it's a style, and it looks cool. It definitely looks cool. Another thing that I noticed with his hair is that it's thicker now. The Congos are forming. Before the first 4 years, they were really thin locks, but now they are getting thicker. And another thing that I noticed is the color of the hair. It looks like it's getting bleached, whether it's bleached by the sunlight or bleached by another thing that happens when you go out for swimming, like in the ocean, especially salt water. Then you what is that thing called? Sun gaze. I think it's sun gazing, where people just chill in the sun. So yeah, when you go in salt water and you chill and you sun gaze and your hair gets dried up by the sun rays, it tends to change color. So his hair, most of it is no longer as black as it was before, like mine. Now it's brownish. The tips here are getting what's this color? It's like cream. It's almost like this. It's almost like my shirt, but a little bit dark cream. Yeah, a little bit dark cream. On this picture that I'm loading up right now, it looks like he adopted this thing, his hair dyeing or changing color. So it kind of looks like, bro, there's some pictures that look like his hair is changing color, and other pictures. But I feel like this is because those are studio pictures and those are just normal pictures that are not saturated or color graded. So the pictures that are in studio, that are taken with professional cameras and stuff, it goes into detail. So it looks like his hair, the specific strands in his hair, he dyed them blonde. Is it blonde or what? It's more like light brown. So it looks like he dyed specific strands, not all of them. It's like a little bit of pop color. It's like a variation, but most of the locks are really thick. I mean, they're really black. They're really black. They are black. Then by 2022 is when his locks get thicker. By thicker, this is what I mean. This is a thick lock compared to this lock here, or this lock here. That's a really thin lock. Then this lock over here is a really large lock. In like maybe 3 months, 4 months, that's gonna solidify into an actual lock. But at the moment, it's still getting there. His hair, it has more Congos now, and it's thicker, and it actually has that rough feeling that I love so much about Congos. It's really beautiful. His hair looks really beautiful, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why I chose this hairstyle, because it just looks fly, bro. Besides the spirituality and just self-care, it just looks beautiful. It looks unique. It doesn't look like nothing else. Yeah. That brown coloring that I talked about a few minutes ago, it looks like at some point he dyes his hair black again, because in like 2021 you can see that pop of color, but then in 2022, 2023 you don't see none of those colors anymore. So it looks like maybe he dyed it back, or I don't know what's going on with that. So by 2023 he still continues with this thing of tying his hair with a hairband, and I feel like at this point it's intentional now, or maybe it could be a style, but by the way it looks, it's intentional, because a lot of his hair is Congos now. They are no longer so thin like before. This is proof that you can start off with really thin locks and end up getting huge Congos, depending on how you manipulate your hair. So this guy that was telling me that I'm lying to people and telling them that the only way to get locks is just to leave your hair alone, then it's gonna get locks. You're not supposed to touch it. And the guy is right, but the world doesn't work like that, buddy. You're gonna have to manipulate things to a certain extent to get what you want, because if you let destiny take its course, you're not gonna like what's gonna end up, what it's gonna be. So if I let my hair grow and just let it be, it's gonna be one huge Congo, because I let it grow. I didn't separate it, I didn't handle it, I didn't sort it together. So he's telling the truth. That's another method of growing your hair, but the world doesn't work like that. You have to manipulate things so that they can go in your favor, because if you don't, it's just you're gonna be playing at the tune of some destiny instead of creating your own destiny. So yeah, by 2023 the locks are thicker. You can tell at the roots it looks like one lock. Then here at the bottom, at the tips, you can tell, Gucci, it's more like space. Here at the bottom, you can tell the past of how it got there. Then here at the top is where the new growth is. And that's where the Congos start, if that's how you didn't initially start growing them. So I feel like that's a solid breakdown of his hair, part 2. So yeah, this is the end of the video. I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. Peace.